Hello everyone and welcome to our channel. Today we'll be exploring the life and legacy of Angela Davis, a revolutionary scholar, activist, and educator. Born on January 26, 1944, in Birmingham, Alabama, Angela Davis grew up in a family that was actively involved in the civil rights movement. Her upbringing would play a significant role in shaping her political views and inspiring her lifelong commitment to social justice. In this script, we'll trace the key events and accomplishments of Angela's life, highlighting her contributions to the fight for racial, gender, and economic equality. Early life. Angela Davis grew up in a predominantly black neighborhood in Birmingham, Alabama. Her mother, Sally Mae Davis, was a schoolteacher, and her father, Frank Davis, was a businessman and activist. As a child, Angela had a keen interest in education and excelled academically, earning a scholarship to attend Brandeis University in Massachusetts. During her undergraduate years, she was exposed to radical politics and became involved in the civil rights movement, joining the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, SNCC, and attending protests and demonstrations. Academic career. After earning her bachelor's degree, Angela Davis went on to pursue graduate studies in philosophy at the University of California, San Diego. She later transferred to the University of Frankfurt in Germany, where she studied under the philosopher Herbert Marcuse, a leading figure in the Frankfurt School of Critical Theory. In 1969, she became the third woman to earn a PhD in philosophy from the University of California, San Diego. Activism. Throughout her academic career, Angela Davis remained committed to activism and organizing. She was a member of the Black Panther Party and the Communist Party USA, and she worked closely with other groups fighting for social justice, including the National Alliance Against Racist and Political Repression. In 1970, she was arrested and charged with murder for her alleged involvement in a botched attempt to free 3 black inmates at a California courthouse. Her trial became a cause célèbre, and she was ultimately acquitted of all charges in 1972. After her release from prison, Angela Davis continued to be a leading voice in the struggle for social justice. She became a professor at the University of California, Santa Cruz, where she taught courses on feminism, race, and the prison industrial complex. She also continued to be active in political organizing, speaking out against apartheid in South Africa, police brutality, and the death penalty. Legacy. Angela Davis's contributions to the fight for social justice have been significant and enduring. Her writings on race, gender, and class have been influential in shaping contemporary critical theory and feminist scholarship. She has also been a powerful voice in the struggle against mass incarceration and the prison industrial complex, calling for an end to the system of racialized mass incarceration that disproportionately affects people of color. Angela Davis has been a leading voice in the movement against mass incarceration, which is the system of racialized mass imprisonment that disproportionately affects people of color. Here are some of her notable accomplishments in this area. Bringing attention to the issue, Angela Davis has been a powerful voice in bringing attention to the issue of mass incarceration. Her work as a scholar and activist has helped to raise awareness about the racialized nature of the criminal justice system and the devastating impact of mass imprisonment on communities of color. Advocating for prison abolition, one of Angela Davis's most significant contributions to the fight against mass incarceration has been her advocacy for prison abolition. She argues that prisons are not a solution to crime and that we need to create alternative forms of justice that address the root causes of crime, such as poverty, racism, and inequality. Co-founding Critical Resistance, Angela Davis co-founded Critical Resistance, a grassroots organization that seeks to build a movement to end the prison industrial complex. The organization has been instrumental in advocating for alternatives to imprisonment and challenging the use of incarceration as a response to social problems. Writing on the issue, Angela Davis has written extensively on the issue of mass incarceration, including in her book Are Prisons Obsolete? In this book, she argues that prisons are not only ineffective in reducing crime, but also perpetuate social inequality, racism, and violence. Speaking out against solitary confinement, Angela Davis has been a vocal critic of solitary confinement, which is the practice of isolating prisoners in small cells for extended periods of time. She has spoken out about the psychological harm caused by this practice and has advocated for its abolition. Overall, Angela Davis's contributions to the fight against mass incarceration have been significant and groundbreaking. Her work has helped to shift the conversation around criminal justice reform and to challenge the idea that prisons are a necessary and effective response to crime. By advocating for alternatives to imprisonment and working to build a movement to end the prison industrial complex, Angela Davis has been a powerful force for justice and equality. Angela Davis has been a vocal critic of solitary confinement, which is the practice of isolating prisoners in small cells for extended periods of time. She has spoken out about the psychological harm caused by this practice, which can include the following. Anxiety and depression. Solitary confinement can cause extreme feelings of anxiety and depression due to the isolation and lack of human interaction. Prisoners in solitary confinement may feel hopeless, helpless, and disconnected from the outside world. Cognitive decline. Studies have shown that prolonged isolation can cause cognitive decline, including memory loss, difficulty with problem-solving and decision-making, and decreased ability to concentrate. Post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. Many prisoners who have been in solitary confinement for extended periods of time develop symptoms of PTSD, including flashbacks, nightmares, and hypervigilance. Self-harm and suicide. The extreme psychological stress of solitary confinement can lead to self-harm and suicide. Prisoners in solitary confinement are more likely to attempt suicide than those in general population, and the risk increases with the length of time spent in isolation. Social withdrawal. Solitary confinement can lead to social withdrawal, making it difficult for prisoners to reintegrate into society after their release. This can perpetuate a cycle of isolation and recidivism. Overall, Angela Davis has highlighted the severe psychological harm caused by solitary confinement, arguing that it constitutes a form of torture and violates human rights. She has called for the abolition of this practice and for the implementation of alternative forms of justice that prioritize rehabilitation and community-based solutions. Angela Davis has been a leading advocate for the abolition of solitary confinement, arguing that the practice is inhumane, counterproductive, and violates human rights. Instead, she has proposed several alternative approaches to punishment and rehabilitation. Education and job training. Providing education and job training to prisoners can help to reduce recidivism by giving them the skills and resources they need to reintegrate into society. This approach can also help to address the root causes of crime, such as poverty and inequality. Mental health support. Many prisoners who end up in solitary confinement have underlying mental health issues that are not properly addressed. Providing mental health support can help to reduce the use of solitary confinement and improve outcomes for prisoners. In conclusion, Angela Davis's life and legacy serve as an inspiration to all those committed to social justice and equality. From her early involvement in the civil rights movement to her academic and activist work on issues of race, gender, and class, Angela Davis has made an indelible mark on the struggle for social justice. Her unwavering commitment to the cause of justice and equality, coupled with her intellectual rigor and fearless advocacy, have earned her a place as one of the most important voices of our time. As we continue to confront the challenges of racism, sexism, and economic inequality, we can look to Angela Davis's life and work as a model of perseverance, courage, and hope. Subscribe and like this video so that you will not miss the next video. Comment down below today. Thank you for watching.